Hey, Mark here, how you doing? In this video, I want to have a little rant about cheap guitars, but maybe not in the way you think. So let's dive in and see what I'm talking about. So this rant is about guitars which don't cost a lot of money. And recently I got this Jet guitar, and the reason I wanted to put this together is because I'm an experienced player. I've been playing 40 odd years and teaching for 30 years. And I've got Fenders and Gibsons and God knows what. And in my time, I've had everything, PRS, all that stuff. So, I bought this guitar for a reason. And what happened was I started looking on YouTube just to see what other people thought of the guitars. I did some comparison stuff myself with some of the Jet models, and you know what it's like. You put something on YouTube and then you're obviously going to go and look at your own video to make sure it's uploaded okay, and the YouTube algorithm goes, oh, he's looking at Jet guitars, so it starts throwing loads of videos at you. And there was one particular video, I'm not going to name who it was or anything, but he started going on about what a piece of crap this guitar was that he bought. And he started slating it and saying, well, this didn't work and that was it. And, it just made me think for a second about, one, the expectation level of someone when you're not paying thousands for an instrument, and secondly, who is actually buying this and what are they using it for? So I recently got a Jet Strat for my little girl, and it is a fantastic guitar. I don't expect to have the ultimate locking tuners and this, that and the other and all the twiddly bits for 150 quid or $200 or whatever your price point is. It's really a matter of expectation. And if you think about it, someone's got to build that guitar, someone's got to spray it, put it all together, all the parts that they've got to buy, they've got to pay someone, they've got to stick it on a boat. Boats are expensive. I don't know if you know that. And fuel for boats is really expensive. And they've got to ship it halfway around the world, and someone's got to deliver it and pick it up, and all of that stuff goes into it. And then it goes to the shop, and the shop has to sell it to you and make a profit. And everybody in the chain has to make a profit, because that's what makes the world go round. You know that. You don't need me to tell you that. So the expectation level that you're going to get something for under $200, and let's put that into comparison with something, probably drive a car, yeah? You might have bought tyres. Well, tyres don't last, and they're about 100 quid each, right? In the UK, it's about £100 for a decent tyre for the average car. So for two tyres, which are going to last you a year, 18 months, 2 years, however long you drive, you throw them away. For less than the cost of those tyres, you can buy an instrument which you can take to gigs and play and earn money. You could earn your money back gigging with this thing probably in a month if you were a reasonable gigging musician. So the fact that you can buy an instrument that plays as well as these do, with the quality finish that this has for this price, with this lovely paint job, and the fact that it actually sounds decent, and like I said, for a beginner, they don't have the expectation level of all the twiddly bit, the push pull, this, that and the other that you get on a Paul Reed Smith or something that costs £2,500. It plays and it's great. It stays in tune, it's playable, and it sounds okay. Now, sure, it's not perfect. If I was going to be really, really picky, I'd like a little bit more definition, especially in the neck pickup, because I noticed that there's a little bit of a high end loss when I'm playing certain notes. But I could go and spend $100 on a pickup like a Lola or a Bare Knuckle or an Ibanez or a DiMarzio, whatever, anything. The point is, this instrument will last for years, and you can do upgrades to it as you see fit. So when you put that into context and into perspective, I really don't know what the beef is these days. The fact that you can go to any music shop in the world for a couple of $100, you can buy a Squire or a Jet or whatever brands are in your region, and there's lots of them these days, let's face it. And the fact that you can get an instrument down off the shelf, plug it in, play it, it's playable, sounds good, stays in tune, to me that is mind-blowing. If you can hear a noise, that's my stomach rumbling. But so I just wanted to put this out there because, I put a comment on the guy's video saying, look, I haven't had any of those problems. And a few other people have put the same comment. They were going, it's bad luck. you can get a 50 grand Mercedes and 2 weeks later it breaks down. Not everything is perfect. So to rant and rave about something that's cheap, let's face it, it's cheap. Like we said, if you compare that to something that's a consumable that you don't get anything out of, this is an instrument that would last 30, 40, 50 years. We know that because we've seen instruments last that long. So I just wanted to put this out there and let me know what your comments are, what your thoughts are, because, you know, if you bought a cheap guitar and the neck's like a banana or something, you know, that's fine, I get that. But these days, the quality levels that we can expect are absolutely tremendous. So I'm just really keen to kind of hear your feedback, what guitars you've bought and, you know, whether they're any good and how long they've lasted. The only niggle I had with this was it had cheap strings on it when I bought it. I don't know what Jet put on there, but I've been told that, you know, they're just cheap strings. They're not like, you know, Ernie balls or whatever. And I put some 9 to 42s on this, and the G string was obviously a little bit thicker than what was previously on there. And when I was bending that note there, it's popping the G out of the nut. And, you know, I'd only had the guitar a few days, so I popped back to the shop and said, guys, like, I've just restrung this. Can you just sort it out for me, please? I don't have a file, you know, fine enough to do it. And they did it. And it took him 10 minutes or whatever. So, you know, the fact that you can get something so good, so cheap, I don't know what people's expectation levels are, but, you know, when I was a kid, I got a 20 quid Spanish acoustic that was almost unplayable with an action like that. You know, I couldn't play an F chord or anything, but these are so playable with these guitars now. They work, they sound good, they're nicely finished. Honestly, you know, if it was 1,000 quid, I would probably say, well, you know, I'd like maybe a little bit more detail on it or something. But I don't know. It's a Telecaster, you know, it's as basic as a cricket bat, isn't it? So what can you do to bling them up? So you tell me. Anyway, that's my rant. Just a very quick little, I just want to get that off my chest because I just, you know, these are fabulous. For the price, what you can buy now is amazing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll catch you next time.